Ferrari 355, GTS Berlinetta, F1 manual, airbag, non-airbag. Everyone's got an opinion, but what's important?
Well, we know the poster car is Resale-red over Koyo tan interior, manual of course, Berlinetta or GTS. But what does the data tell us?
So the GTS is the rare one.
Yeah, that's right. So roughly double Berlinettas to GTS, which makes finding an investment grade harder. And they trade at roughly 15% premium to the Berlinetta.
So fewer made, open top, maintains that beautiful C-pillar. Sounds about right.
However, the returns over the last decade are very similar. The GTS up 227%, the Berlinetta 205%, so roughly a 10% compounding over that 10-year period, and tripling of your money over the last 10 years. Not bad. But we think the best is still to come. We really are still at the bottom of that hockey stick of uplift, especially for investment grade examples like this.
So it's not about which one's gone up, they both have. It's more about which one suits you.
Precisely. The Berlinetta is the more liquid of the two. More produced, more trading on market, usually at a slightly lower price point to the GTS, whereas the GTS is more suited to the discerning collector who's willing to hunt and chase and wait for that perfect car.
Okay, so provenance, kilometres, condition. Let's talk about what holds value. What are your priorities?
For us, provenance and condition trumps Ks. Without that, we've seen plenty of cars trade at least 20% under. That said, kilometres do matter. So our data shows that for every 10,000 added to the odometer, you lose about 5% of the uplift. But kilometres aren't everything. We've seen plenty of low kilometre cars in really bad condition. So it's not linear.
So buy the best condition, low kilometre car with as much provenance and ancillaries as you can afford.
With a twist, Chris, a low kilometre Berlinetta will now, on paper, outperform a high kilometre GTS. But given the scarcity of the GTS, the odometer is becoming far less important, particularly when we consider provenance, condition, and the important word, preservation.
Okay, so now colour. For me, I like the unusual ones. It's Le Mans Blue.
And the data agrees with you. Whilst 2/3 of the 355 were red, the yellows tend to trade at a discount, whilst blue and green will trade at a significant premium.
Okay, so what about airbags? What's the story between a pre and post airbag 355?
So on market, the data shows very little difference, trading for roughly the same money.
So when we say pre-airbag, it's not really about the airbag. It's about the 3-spoke Momo steering wheel, the 2.7 Mytronic. It breathes freer, it sounds better. It's the connoisseur's choice.
Precisely, it's the purest choice. Now, public data suggests there is no premium, but it is a very shallow pool of data.
But off market, it's a different story. We see the best non-airbag cars fetch a 10, 15, 20% premium, but they just move discreetly. Nobody knows about them.
And that's the point, Chris. The data says parity, off market says differently. The combination of both is where we operate.
So we know a good 355 is incredibly hard to find, but what's the final verdict?
So for us, Australian delivered, manual, Berlinetta or GTS, red, if you're lucky enough, green or blue, provenance that is undeniable, a service history book full of stamps, ideally with a cavallino, preserved over restored, and in the front, a toolbox, complete, an inflator if you can, a trickle charger, a factory cover, and if you're lucky enough, the luggage.